What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait, I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome to the breakdown episode. What episode is this? By the way, 708. There you go, 708. That's right. Sponsored by everyone. That's it. We're sponsored by everyone. We're sponsored by everyone. Is that fitting? We're sponsored by everyone. Y'all might think, why is he wearing glasses? I feel like wearing fucking glasses today. I feel like doing this show with fucking glasses on. That's what I feel like doing. Welcome though. It's sad because a lot of you guys were excited about this bull run, and now it's over. It's over. It is over now. It's over. It was a good 5 to 6 days. It was a good 5-6 days of green, but unfortunately, Landy and a lot of these people who smile in your face. Meanwhile, they're in the back looking at their charts, putting in shorts. Diabolical shit. I gotta tell you, man, the disrespect. Well, we'll talk about some topics here. Today. We'll talk about crypto. Are we going back to 60K Bitcoin? Honestly, I really do. Like, all bullshit aside, I hope we go $40,000 Bitcoin. How about that? I hope we go $40,000 Bitcoin. Hold on, let's see. I got a message from the back. He's so full of shit when he says this. It's fucking hilarious. Let's bring him on. This guy's so full of shit. He won't even let me do my monologue. Let's bring Landy on. Okay, go ahead. It's your platform.
Oh, hello, David. How are you doing this morning?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't mean to go ahead and take up your time here. Go for it.
It's the afternoon actually for you, but it's now the morning for me. Here on back out here on the West Coast, the best coast, just not in for the weather. It's the best coast for the weather. That's about it.
if the I'll say this, if the taxes were right, if your whole situation was better out there, I would move. I would be in Cali.
You
I'd go to
know,
San Diego. 100%. Chill, relax.
I mean, it's nice.
Like I can never pay 90% in taxes.
It's hellacious when it comes to taxes out here. It is you get hit hard by state
You,
taxes everywhere
you
you go.
got the fucking it's not federal, state, city, smog. Like what the fuck? Breathing tax? Like fuck
More
that.
gas
Y'all can
taxes. You've got income taxes that are going up. You've got literally everything out here. It's just a dumpster fire here in this state. It
no
the
wonder no
shame is
wonder people are choosing
beautiful.
to be homeless.
Look, it's
What?
a beautiful
Free
state.
beds,
It's
free
worth
everything,
saving.
man.
Look, Spencer Pratt is trying to save Los Angeles. He keeps putting out hit ad after hit ad. Um, you've got a lot of people here who are trying to work to turn things around, but we
Yeah.
are up against a system that is diabolical, quite honestly. And they want to roll this system out nationwide. So beware, everyone. It's not
Don't
going to be
you're
fun.
not bringing that California West Coast shit here, bro. I gotta tell you that. That's
Brother,
why the
we already
West
brought
Coast
it to
isn't
New
the
York.
best coast, man. The West Coast is not the best coast, man.
Well, we already brought it to New York. New York is in shambles.
New York is ass, bro. New
I
York is
mean,
ass.
but the thing is, if no good people stick around, then this is just going to continue. So there's got to be people to fight and actually try to turn things around, make these states enjoyable to live in, enjoyable to do business, and something logically that makes sense to do business in these states. And unfortunately, they're doing everything they can to destroy business, destroy anybody's happiness, and really just uh, create an entirely degenerate society. Uh,
Yeah.
but I think that we're going to find out, later this year how things go in the great state of California because it is worth saving. It's such a beautiful place. Um, but yeah, markets, crypto markets. David,
What happened?
are
What?
you happy? Are you happy that you have this little puppet on that gives you warning well ahead of time? What's going to happen?
Motherfucker, please listen to me, man. Like, if you think you have to give me a warning, man, I already knew what was
I knew you,
happening.
I know you knew
I'm
it was
fucking
going on.
sitting here like, yo, take it day by day, man, because I know it's
Yeah.
like, the problem that we have in this space, it's a big problem because you have people that I'm going to talk about the people that have been here for a while, right? You have people that have been here for a while and they still believe that the shit can go just continues to go up without pulling back. And like to me, it's like, look, it's good when this stuff happens. It's good. It shows me that the market's healthy. When I see this kind of when I see these moves, it just means that the market is healthy. That's all. It's painful. Yeah, you are up. You were probably up 300%, and today you're fucking even. Did you take
Well,
profit? Were you profit taking? No, people are just holding. They're holders. Could this be may go away kind of thing? I don't know. Could be. Could
yeah,
be.
it could have turned into that. The big thing is right now the risk rotation is happening with the highest risk categories in terms of um, perception in the markets because we still have Nasdaq and SPY um, continuing to head up, and I alluded to this is like they can still continue to chug along before a much wider correction. Dow down a little bit on the day. A lot of this is in response to what I talked about with you yesterday when it comes to CPI and importantly, core CPI. And then today we have producer price index, which is up sharply. And more importantly, it's the core producer price index that got a very large jump. So we're
Yeah.
starting to see the higher oil prices um, seep in throughout the rest of the economy when stripping out the volatility from oil and food and all that kind of stuff. So when you're looking at the core numbers, we are seeing that this is setting in terms of price inflation driven by higher energy costs. So, and the price of oil going up makes everything more expensive along the entire supply chain. So realistically, until we see I would say sustained price for WTI below like $90, this is likely going to continue. And I've floated this question to a few people as, we've got this incoming Fed chair in Warsh who's got the goal of he's got two diametrically opposed goals, right? He wants to lower inflation. He thinks that inflation can stay lower, but that's kind of like the core of his argument, driven primarily by technology and innovation. But he wants to lower rates, but he also wants to draw down the Fed balance sheet. Those two things are diametrically opposed. When you draw down the balance sheet, you're forcing rates higher, right? So lowering rates and then drawing down the balance sheet, I don't think can be done at the same time, or has to be done in a very logical way to make sure that you're not raising rates while doing so. His argument is that technology and innovation will cause deflation and therefore allow him to do this. Now, I think he's taking this as the whole of his term for this appointment, if he's through. But when you start to look at what he's going to face immediately after getting appointed, provided he gets through confirmation, is that we have higher oil prices. Higher oil prices globally creates inflationary pressures, and we're seeing this set in. And granted, we are not seeing the brunt of it the way that Europe and Asia are, but nevertheless, we are a global economy, regardless of if you're on SWIFT or not. It has a network effect right back to the United States. So, although we see that equities markets, we're still getting that capital flight to safety and the safety of the markets in the United States, that will rotate. And I think that we're seeing, a little bit of a correction. We do have a structure break no matter what, no matter where we close, like Bitcoin on the daily, Ethereum on the daily, we have an uptrend break at minimum on a swing basis. And likely by the end of the day, we'll see where things close for like Bitcoin. Any closes below 79.5. We're looking at, a trend break. Although on this move up for Bitcoin and many of the majors in altcoins, we have seen some structure breaks on the way up that have resulted in further upside. So that's still, that still is a possibility for further upside, especially if, like Bitcoin sticking around the $78,000 to $80,000 area, or even if it were to drop down and test, between 76 and 78, where there is a major area of support, and that's going to be in and around the 74 to 76. But if it sticks to the top side there, we could still potentially see, the highs and maybe even higher. Below there, though, is where things get much more corrective, down to that 70 to 72 for Bitcoin, and the relevant areas of support and resistance for the altcoins, as it would drag things down quite substantially. And that's really, and I've mentioned this a few times with you the past couple of days, is that's where the rubber hits the road, is on any retest of like 70 to 72. If we start dropping that 74 area, because any kind of reclaim below 70, it starts to look like that range that was built on the low is going to be retested, and potentially, open up the actual lows and lower if it were to start breaking out the bottom side of that tighter range off of the lows between 62.5 and 65. So it's not necessarily like everything is doom and gloom right from here, but the trend is starting to crack. And that's one of the things that I've been looking for. So like I've been predominantly long off of the lows and building out long side position off of the lows, and even getting some long-term spot accumulation in on the lows. But I haven't been totally sold on that 60K being a macro low. I think we are very far from it, even if it were to be retested. We would need to see structure built on Bitcoin. Now, the big thing is and the big argument has been like, well, look at equities. They're ripping the brand new all-time highs and Bitcoin's lagging. And it's like, well, look, it's still seen as a risk asset category, even if you're looking at just Bitcoin. Doesn't matter what Larry Fink says on TV about a store of value, a hedge against inflation. Doesn't matter. The market treats all of crypto as risk assets. And there was, for a while, there was the correlation is like, oh, well, Bitcoin and crypto runs with tech. Well, tech is ripping. All right. So it's not running with tech. It is seen as one of the higher risk asset environments. So when we get a hot print on CPI and then producer price index, what we're going to start seeing is if we get that high put in and a larger correction in traditional markets, we're very highly likely going to see that larger correction start to really play out in Bitcoin. And then it's all about the relative strength of Bitcoin and crypto, right? On some of the areas to the downside. If this is going to be the high side area, it was a great run up. Like it's been quite some time since we saw the 60K area, right? We saw 65 was a nice higher low in the weekly. It's been a nice move up to test the bearish overhead resistance, major monthly area, major weekly areas, all tagged. All the liquidity has been tested in those areas. Now it's just a matter of, do we get tests higher before a larger correction, or do we start to see a larger correction from here? And then it's not out of the cards that we could come down further and test the lows and maybe even confirm later that it is a macro low. But for me, that's a lower probability. You've probably seen some of the charts floating around about new Fed chairs. Have you seen those?
I've been watching. What do you think? Like just because I'm on my phone answering questions doesn't.
No,
mean
I'm
I'm
just
not
curious if
watching.
it would. I have also looked at this data. Every new Fed chair has led to a very sharp move to the downside, not just in Bitcoin, but in markets in general. So I think that it is an interesting correlation that we have a new Fed chair with inflationary pressures on the rise again. Now, there's many that are saying, well, that means that obviously they're going to have to increase rates. I think with Warsh, I think they do their best to try to hold where we are, and we just don't see the more immediate cuts that he wanted to make.
Welcome to the breakdown, episode 708. Damn, 708. 708 episodes is wild, bro.
Oh, well, you got to remember there was like 10 or 12 episodes in there
Those are
were not breakdown episodes.
Those are the special editions. I'm coming out with a DVD.
It's the bonus episodes.
For a limited time now, folks, you can get what was it? Like what did Chappelle do? I'm doing the same thing. The lost tapes. Yeah, the lost tapes of the breakdown. That's right. The lost tapes of the breakdown. You can go ahead and copy yourself the 10 to 11 episodes of the lost episodes of the breakdown, which wasn't the breakdown. Order now,
Money in
1995
Politics on X.
Man, I had so many DMs. They're like, man, David, you called it. And that guy, that puppet also said that shit. And why is that puppet always fucking praying that memes go down?
Hey, I did not pray for memes to go down.
I gotta tell you, the
did
meme
see-
community does not like you, man.
Oh, no,
There
they
is-
hate my guts.
They don't like you at all, no. Ladies and gentlemen, we all What the
Oh,
know this in
fuck?
crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control. And Cake Wallet took over just now.
As you mentioned memes, and
I was like, what happened just now?
That's great, honestly. Look,
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, man. Listen. You know what? I just feel like being like this today. Why can't I be like one of those fucking celebrities that wears glasses during interviews and shit? Like, why can't I be that?
Well, yeah, you can do it. You can do whatever you want, David. You're a big boy.
You know, but
Call
though,
it
you know
top
what? There are a
celebrities
lot of
here.
people that are like, "Yo, I miss Troll," right? Like, I'm just giving you an example. And
Mhm.
and I did quote tweet. I said like, "Is Troll the next Pepe?" And I know that's gonna get on a lot of people's nerves.
Likely, yeah, likely.
Well, oh, 100%. They've been trolling me ever since I've said that.
Well,
But they don't even understand what the fuck I'm saying.
I mean, Troll has been on a nice run. I've been trading memes. I traded a lot of memes
We
off
know
the
you're
lows.
trading memes. You and your fucking brothers in that fucking cult have been trading memes the entire time, shorting the fucking meme market.
Well, if and I know you've been listening, you know what the saying is, "There's no money like short money." Um, but,
Damn,
uh, you know,
savage.
honestly, one of my best plays, off of the lows it was actually an AI play. It was Venice. Um, that was a I've AI plays still take off, really nicely, and perform really well. A lot of the memes came off the lows substantially and gave some really good trading opportunities. I wouldn't look at this as, can things go lower than the lows? Absolutely. But honestly, I think that memes have been bottomed. Most of them were bottomed for quite some time before this latest kind of pop up. And realistically, I've maintained this. I think that memes will move with Bitcoin into a bullish phase when Bitcoin moves into the bullish phase. And right now, it's just not that at the moment.
Well, all kidding aside, I feel like we are okay, and we'll probably disagree, but I feel like we are kind of heading towards a bullish market. I don't think we're staying in this bear for the next 6 to 12 months. I think we are heading towards a bullish market. I
Yeah,
believe that. I
I
wholeheartedly believe
agree.
that.
I agree.
That's why, like, it's like, oh, it's okay. You're gonna have these periods where, like, you're gonna have these spikes. But
Yeah.
again, this was a different type of spike, though. I felt more soul here, and I felt, I don't know, a few people. I just felt like I've seen a few people from retail come back in,
Mhm.
and there was more soul. There was more energy here. It was just a lot more things happening here. Now that could be two things. One, people are just starved out and they've been waiting for so long that the first fucking, man, I could use a different analogy on this, man, and get canceled. But like when, no, never mind. But
Well,
I want
I
to
I
say,
would
but never
I would
mind.
put it like this. One of the things that I am looking for, right? Like Pepe, you brought up Pepe and Troll and that kind of stuff. Like when I'm looking at the meme market and the top market cap coins, what I'm evaluating is the setup in terms of strength versus Bitcoin on the way back down, right? And where did they bottom when Bitcoin hit the 60K low, right?
Yeah,
And I think that, while there could be a potential bloodbath on a way down further for like another leg, that's always a possibility. I feel like that if you missed the big shorts down, honestly, the next moves down are the actual real big accumulation moves if you haven't done so already, kind of thing, right? Because what are you going to capture out of that? Maybe you'll capture some that absolutely just crash into the dirt, but realistically, you've probably missed the majority of the move, even if it's got another leg down. Um, you've missed the majority of the leg down, right? So it's more about shifting focus into where if you haven't done any accumulation, is where would you like to accumulate your favorite assets? Well, and that goes for everything, whether it's Bitcoin, altcoins, or memes. Even if there is another bigger leg down, you've missed a lot of the move already. So it's like I'm of the opinion that we are going to see one of two things towards the end of the year. That's we find the macro low or we confirm the macro low sometime around the end of Q3 to Q4, or it's going to be Q4 into Q1 of next year.
Let me ask you this, Landy. What do you think happens right now? Fuck the quarter three and quarter four thing. What do you think happens right now? It's May, okay? It's May 13th, 2026. Are we going to your gut? And like, this is just you. Hey, this is not financial advice. I'm asking you a question here. What do you think happens here? Do you think we're going to have May go away? Or do you think we might see something different for once?
I think that we are likely going to see a significant high put in on traditional markets this month.
Okay, forget about the traditional markets.
Well,
None of
no.
these
The
motherfuckers
reason
are
I
in
say
them.
that is because it's relevant. Because when we see that this month, which is what I'm projecting based on my analysis, then I think we see a risk rotation into risk off, and we see a larger sell off in crypto.
So
Like
you
not
think
just
the sell-off
not
is
just a
coming in
correction.
crypto in May?
I don't know if it's necessarily going to occur in May. I think it's, in terms of the larger sell-off, I think we might start, if this trend starts to break down from here, then we're in it, right, already. But I
Okay,
think that
Landy, I'm going to stop you here. Is there money in crypto right now?
define
Is there
crypto.
liquidity in crypto right now?
There is some, yeah. But
But
it's
when you say
not
some, like at
focused.
what percent some?
It's not focused on the liquidity on chain or on the exchanges. It is primarily focused in businesses that surround crypto. So no, I
So
don't think that there is a lot.
if you were to from a scale, like if from a percentage, 1 to 100, how much liquidity do we have in the crypto markets right now?
Oh well, man, we're at like probably less than a quarter of what we would be in an environment where we're going to be going into or already starting a bull market.
Can you see anything changing in May? Anything that could possibly change
Well, I think
the previous fucking timelines that we're used to? Because
no.
look, how many we've never had these type of fucking closeouts, right?
Well, I mean, this is where we get into this territory where even when I'm on stage with some people talking on spaces that are in industry or are traders, where they go, "Well, see, it's the super cycle." But brother, we're in a bear market right now. Where your super cycle theory is dead.
Well,
Um,
could this be a part of the super cycle?
no, I mean, okay, if
I'm
you want to
just
say
saying, like,
super cycle, then
the
Bitcoin
super
has
cycle
been in the
can't just
super
all be
cycle.
bullish, bro.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, no, I get that. But then you have to, then what is the defining factor for something like Bitcoin? It's been in a super cycle since the day it launched, right? Like, so then how are
No,
you
no, no. You
defining
get where
what?
you understand the question.
No, this is not me misunderstanding or understanding the question. It is a matter of terminology because this would imply a super cycle implies that you don't go through prolonged bear markets. Right? That would imply that what is your time frame for a super cycle, right? You have to define that time frame if you're going to say super cycle because it's meaningless otherwise.
First of all, I'm not using the terminology of
I know
super
you're
cycle
not.
anymore.
I brought it up because there's
I
certain
will
people that
say,
say
because
that.
I'm not like any of these other bitches, okay? I don't delete my posts. They're all out there. You
Yeah.
motherfuckers clip me up whenever you can, and then you remix my content and make me sound like I'm saying something different. But I was one who said super cycle. Like, I said it before. I said this, we could have a super cycle. And there was nothing
Yeah.
wrong at the time of me saying it.
But
I
every
thought, like, it's a
but
different environment. Lanley, I don't give a fuck what, like, I believe this is a different environment. And the reason why I believe that is because We can talk about like institutional players were always here, but they're here. Like, do you understand what I'm saying
But
to
that
you?
different environment doesn't necessarily mean everything's all rosy, right? Like
I didn't
that,
say that. All
right?
I'm
Like
saying
we're in a
is
definitely in a different environment. Yes, I agree.
when we report on the markets, right? Your family members, okay, maybe not your family members, but most people will not listen to you. They will listen to Jim Cramer. Am I right?
Well, I don't know any
Like if
of my
Jim
family
Cramer
members
comes
that
out
listen
right
to him.
now, or somebody from CNBC or wherever, Fox Business, CNN Business. Okay, if anybody watches
I think
CNN,
they listen to the narrative as a whole.
no, but they will listen to these people on TV versus listening to, like, we've been here for years doing this, right? Nah, Bitcoin, Schmitcoin. But if somebody on CNBC were to say, hey, you got to get Bitcoin, they'll get Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, look, I think that the
That's what I'm
institutional
talking about from an
adoption.
institutional standpoint, because
Well,
you know the institutions are tied to the hip with the fucking mainstream media cats, right?
yeah, well, look, they're going to be the main drivers of crypto adoption through people's portfolios and retirements and pensions and all kinds of stuff, right? What you have to look at here is, the core of the question is like, do you think that we have, the sell in May and go away kind of scenario beginning to show itself here? I think that traditional markets are actually in a melt up phase. So I think that it could potentially turn into a situation where we do see by the month of May becomes the corrective period or starts to paint the highs that leads to the corrective period into the summer months. Um, and I think that uh, later this year is when we start to actually, confirm or form the macro low, right? It's either going to be confirmed or formed later this year, in my opinion. The bigger thing is right now is yes, we are in a changing economic environment. We're in a changing monetary environment. We are in a global upheaval of systems in general, right? So then it becomes, how does that apply to crypto, right? We know that we've been in a changing environment, especially post spot ETF launches, DAT launches, and larger initiatives from some of the biggest asset managers on the planet, some of the biggest sovereigns on the planet getting involved in this space of blockchain. So, yes, it is changing and evolving, but that means different things to different people. So, in this case, there's many who are very right now. I would argue they're the same people that said that it could never go below 80K are also saying 60K was the macro low for Bitcoin and you better have gotten in and like all this other crap. And quite honestly, that's just not true because there's no data pointing to this being the macro low in. If it's going to be in, great, take the win. But this isn't about being right. It's about positioning yourself for the most possible upside. So for where we are right now, I think that we have plenty of time, and that the next big correction on the weekly time frame for crypto in general and Bitcoin leading the way is going to tell us a lot about how long we have to go and might start to tell us a lot of information about whether or not we could potentially see 60K or that area around 60K becoming a macro low or if we've got lower to go. So I think, this is just a daily trend break right now for Bitcoin. We're still making highs in markets outside of Bitcoin and traditional markets. We haven't seen too much more than profit taking. We're in an area of strength for Bitcoin at the moment. So I think that, realistically, it's about, do we put in a lower high? I'm probably going to start building out a little bit of a short position with my stops over the highs, and if I get stopped out, I'll keep riding the long side up to some of the further areas that I think are still available, 85 to 86, 89 to 90, still relatively within striking distance for even this structure. I think, we might be beginning a little bit of a correction to consolidation, but if we do start to see it breaking down in a sharper correction, I think that may have marked the move up. That could turn out to be true. Um, and realistically for me, it's if we drop 74K, that's where I think that, we likely have seen the majority of the move up and are likely going to be hunting lower for liquidity. And you mentioned liquidity. Although we are in a lower liquidity environment right now for crypto in general, there's still a lot of liquidity. I mean, Bitcoin's a very liquid asset. Ethereum's very liquid, easily tradable. It's easy to get in and out of positions. And that also means that there's a lot of positions just kind of sitting. There's a lot of liquidity waiting, orders over
Yeah.
top for take profits and orders down bottom for stops, bids, and liquidations, right? On both sides. And I would argue, um, if Bitcoin stays around the 78 to 80 or even drops down into that 74 to 76, as long as it's holding these areas, that preserves the potential further upside, not just to test the monthly at 82.5 to 83, but also to test further up into the mid to upper 80s and potentially even into the lower 90s. But anywhere below, we start to retrace. And this is where I think it's important to understand. You got to watch oil. You got to watch the economic environment right now, the strength of the
You and your
dollar,
fucking oil, man. I gotta
and
tell you,
traditional
you and
markets.
your fucking oil.
Well, oil makes the world go round.
Anytime you can mention oil, man.
Anytime. It's true. Look, it makes the world go round.
I don't know who's mentioned oil more, you or Diddy.
Me at this point.
Weird.
I've said oil more to you in the past couple of months than I think oil was mentioned in Diddy's trial in its totality.
By the way, TikTok restricted us for unoriginal
What?
content.
What's unoriginal?
I have no clue.
What? What?
Unoriginal
Everything
content.
here is original. I'm one of a kind. You're one of a kind. What the hell's going on here? We even have
I think it's because I put on the
new
glasses
sponsor
today.
here, an original new sponsor here in Quai Network.
Who's the new sponsor?
I see a new sponsor here in red. I see a Quai Network. I see Midnight, Polymarket, Cake Wallet, Quai Network, and People's Reserve right there on the screen. How is this
Quai
not
Network.
original?
Quai Network is with us now. This is crazy.
Oh yeah,
And more news
shout
to
out
come
to
on
Quai.
that. More
Shout out
news
to
to
the Quai
come.
team.
So,
How
shout out
is
to
it
them.
for real? Like did they clip something and say it's unoriginal? What are they saying like the
I have
glasses
no
make it
fucking
look too
clue.
much like Biden? Like what's going on?
Maybe it's Quai Network.
It's the red. Like, he's got too much red on the screen here. There's too many flags. This is unoriginal. We've got a flag in the background, a flag behind you, a flag behind me.
We actually, I got to tell you. So, like, stay tuned, guys. I think it happens this week or next week, but we have absolutely the editor. Shout out to the editor and the develop and the dev team. The new templates are dope as fuck. What's like the show? It just looks so dope. I was, we were fucking around with it yesterday, sizing it up here for restream and shit. It is so fucking. It is fire. It is fire. 100% fire. So, I am absolutely 100% excited for this to come on, and again, leveling up the show. We also have a few guests coming on this week and next week and the week after. Summertime's really hard. A lot of people have invited me to. Yeah, we're coming out. Yeah, I would show it to you guys right now, but I don't want to do it. Should I show it? No, I shouldn't, right?
Yeah, we just got restricted for unoriginal content, apparently.
Should I show it for 2 seconds or no?
That's up to you, man.
What do you think? You go for it. You tell me.
Let's do it.
Do it?
Let's do it.
Or should I? Or should we surprise people with it?
Just lead them on. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you should do it. Nah, I'm having second guesses. Nah,
Yeah, I am. I would have done it right now, but then you have copycats out there. Nah, I'm coming through with some like it'll be electric. Welcome to the broadcast, though. What is there really to talk about? Really, yeah, the markets they look like they're throwing up at any moment's notice. Though, listen, if Trump and Z are out there giving each other massages, what I saw today, I was blown away, but I wasn't blown away. So Trump lands in China, walks off of Air Force One, and they are just fucking cheering. You got the red carpet is out, and they are cheering. They got the United States flag, and you got the Chinese flag out there, and they're like saying something I don't even understand what the fuck they're saying. They might be talking Mandarin or Cantonese. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. There's a lot of yelling. But you know that's a setup, right? That's and they let Marco Rubio onto. They let China let him come.
Yeah, they took him off the sanction list.
They sanctioned Marco Rubio.
Well, he was on the plane over. They took him off the sanction list. There was some other stuff happening in the background too.
Elon's there. You got NVIDIA's guy there. You know, like, yeah, Jensen's there. Musk is there. China pulled out the red carpet. Listen, I got beef with fucking China. I just got beef with them, man. So, like, at the end of the day, the deal has to benefit the United States of America and only the United States of America. And that's how I see it. China tried to play us. Not, this is them, like, I don't think they're going to pull one over on Trump. I don't give a fuck. No. With me, I don't care what Trump says in China. I know what Trump is going to do when he flies back to the United States of America. And I know what he's going to say.
Look, the messaging.
I love Z, but we're going to have to put like 90% tariffs on them.
The messaging is very, very funny with Rubio wearing the Nike jumpsuit.
That's hilarious, man. That is.
The quote unquote Venezuelan jumpsuit that Maduro is wearing. And then you also have some prisoner exchange proposals as well, in addition to China wanting to get their asset back that was just charged by FBI DOJ out of Arcadia, California, for being a PRC asset.
Real quick, since you brought this up, you had was it a mayor or a judge that was a spy for the CCP?
It was a mayor and representative in Arcadia.
So they came out and they said they're agents.
They admitted to it. Yeah.
So this is what I want to say. Before we get back into crypto, I want to say this. I don't believe you should be allowed to run for office if you weren't born in the United States of America. I'm dead serious. And people might be, oh my God, what are you talking? No. If you weren't born in the United States of America, you should not be able to run for any office in the United States of America. That goes for mayor, representative, state legislature. It doesn't matter. You should not be allowed. And people will say, well, that's not fair. No, it is fair. Because I want Americans, born Americans, sitting in these positions. I'm not saying something couldn't happen. I'm not saying that we couldn't have a Benedict Arnold situation happen. That's not what I'm saying at all. Could happen. Could have an American that sells out. But
there's been a few.
Exactly. But there's a less likely chance that that'll happen versus when you bring in people that come in from other countries and they sit in some top level positions, representatives, senators, all that stuff. We can't have that. We need to have Americans sitting in American seats. I don't give a fuck. And if it offends anybody, good. You cannot have foreigners sitting in positions that are building out America. You just can't have that. How many times do you hear people say, well, what about, like, it's what JD Vance said. You have people that were, you had a guy from Ukraine that said, what about Ukraine? What are you going to do to save Ukraine? Sir, Ukraine's not our problem, right? And JD Vance is right on that. America's our problem, not Ukraine, not none of these other countries. It's America. We're focused here on how to help the people in our country. There are people that still don't have jobs, or people that are working 3 jobs. We need to focus on helping them. I don't give a fuck about any other country. Respectfully, I don't care. And I don't care how people take that. Y'all got armies. You guys have money. Go fix that. Go fix that situation. We don't need to come into everything. In this situation with Iran, yeah, they were fucking building out a nuke. So we should go after them. And you're welcome to the entire world, because God forbid if they got a nuke, you'd all be fucked. But besides that, unless it's that extreme or that serious, we don't need to help anybody. And again, I don't give a fuck how this comes off. If you're an American, you're actually agreeing with me.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, like, well, how are we going to help? No, we don't have to help anybody. Landy has to go. He has 2 minutes left. Landy, by the way, today's Wednesday. You can go ahead and tune in to him at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the market update. Landy, what are your last words here to leave us with here?
I agree with you. The main point that you brought up there that I absolutely feel very strongly about is, if you're not an American citizen born here, you should not be eligible for any type of public office. That's a pretty hardline stance, but it's one that I've held for a very long time, and it's because of situations like this in California, and it's not just Arcadia, California. It's pervasive. So, but yeah, in regards to the markets, head on a swivel. It's just a trend break on the daily. We'll see what areas hold up for Bitcoin and other cryptos and the majors. But we have some inflationary pressures coming down the pipe. We'll see. And I really would look to oil and traditional markets right now for the risk side of the trade. We're seeing capital inflows still as a flight to safety of the U.S. economy in terms of the markets and the liquidity and all that. But when they start to correct hard, it's about, where does Bitcoin and crypto, your favorite crypto, correct from and to, right? So over the coming days and weeks, just pay close attention, because you don't want to stare at opportunity and then pass it by if we do get a nice opportunity to see prices head back down substantially, and maybe even make new lower lows. That's still yet to be determined. For me, it's all conditions based. I need to see certain areas break on the daily and then on the weekly in terms of upside and downside for closes specifically, not just swings, but closes. So when it comes to that, just keep a close eye on it. And then, I would look forward to kind of keeping your ear to the ground for honest takes on what is occurring on this visit coming out of China and the US, right? And what some of the potential implications are. I don't think that Trump brought the type of team that he brought there for shits and giggles, right? This is a serious economic team. This is an economic negotiation, not a military one, by the way. You notice that there's no military people over there. Somebody said it the other day. I was reading, it was an article where, or maybe it was a post inside of the article, where it was like, look, here's the carrot. The stick is sitting right outside of Iran. And I think that was very aptly put. So, there could be some potential deals forming, I think, or at least preliminary talks that could come out of this that I think are encouraging. We're starting to hear more encouraging indications coming out of Russia as well. So, I think that I think that and people are gonna. There's people who hate Trump, so no matter what I say, they're gonna disagree with me. But I think this is the right team for the job.
Landy, one last question.
Sure.
The audience is asking, can you find love on crypto?
No. If you're looking for love in crypto, what the hell are you doing? I mean, look, you know what crypto has? It's
Oh
got a
my
bunch
God,
of
I died. I died
KOLs
laughing.
that practice self love and grab dollar bills off the strip club stage at 11. That's what crypto is. A lot of self love.
So
That's all they got.
you don't believe that people can find love in a lonely place like crypto?
I mean, you're gonna find someone who says they love you. And for men behind that account, just know that that beautiful woman in that
Is a
PFP is
dude.
also a dude.
It's a dude. There are no women here.
There's a few. There's maybe like 4 or 5.
There are no women here. I stand by. There are no fucking women here. Everybody's a dude. It's fucking.
It's a sausage fest.
Yeah. Do you want to see my? Yo, I got. This is crazy. So now, this is fucking crazy. Before you go, because I know you got shit to do. So shout out to X. Yeah. Nikita, I gotta give you credit, okay? Nikita, I gotta give you credit. I've been hard on you, but I gotta give you credit. So now there's priority messages and hidden messages, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go to hidden messages, boy oh boy. Boy oh boy. Hold on. Did you send me another love letter? Hold on one second. Okay, send me. Okay. You got 2 more minutes? You got 2 more minutes or no?
I got like a minute or two here.
Minute? Okay. Yo, so I was checking around mutuals of your account and showed up for me. No reason. They can't even spell or put together a fucking sentence. Can you introduce me to Twitter, please?
Can you introduce me to Twitter, please?
Okay. Hold on. Hey, okay, so I was clicking around my Explorer page. Okay, first of all, nobody talks like this anymore, okay? And your profile just appeared randomly. Would you introduce me to Twitter, please?
God.
Another one.
I
Hey,
just have a bunch
hey,
of
what's
business
up? You
solicitations.
seem nice. If
You seem nice.
you know you're lying, when you message me and you're like, "Hey, you seem nice," come on, stop. I got a rusting bitch face. How do I seem nice? If you are interested, let's get to know each other on my free page.
On their free page. Oh God. The OnlyFans scams are
Bro.
they have to work, right? Like they wouldn't be sending these if they didn't work on a certain percentage of people. So they have to be working, right? Like there's no way that you're gonna put this amount of time and effort into trying to fish people. I don't know. That
But,
seems
but look at this. This is what's
Is
funny.
that Arcadia, California? Is that the location?
I don't know. Here's a girl named John Ramirez as the handle. You would
John
think you could at
Ramirez
least
with a
change the
chick
handle.
PFP. Yeah, no.
Like hey, my name is like I don't know, Claire. But the handle's John. I'm confused.
Well, there's a lot of crypto bros that are very confused as well. And I bet you they would message John with a Claire type PFP back, wondering if they could
Look how
potentially hook
crazy.
up.
No, but look how crazy this is. Hey, baby. Hey, baby, I grew up in Western Los Angeles. Where are you from?
See?
But
I
hold
told you,
on.
it's Arcadia.
Hold on, though. The handle is William Turner. And that's the name, and then the handle is Crypto Num.
Oh yeah.
And the account's suspended now. But like
there you go.
it's just like, bro. Holy shit. So okay, basically before you go, you stand on it that you cannot find love in crypto, correct?
You can. I'm gonna take that back. You can find love in crypto. If you're a dude, there's plenty of other dudes that are gonna show you a lot of love.
Landy's come out the closet, and we support that. Okay, we support that.
Yeah, await my
Landy,
DM and your requests.
yes, I can't wait. Send it. Send it. By the way, I have a strict policy. I never talk about my private DMs or my private DMs, but like those kind of DMs, man, I love reading them. It's comedy, bro. It's just fucking comedy. Anyway, yesterday I was accused of using Botox. I've never put anything. I've never injected anything into my body. Fuck your vaccines and fuck your Botox, bro. Like fillers, all this. No, this is natural, and I will age gracefully. Okay. By the way, men age better than women. Just saying. Ooh, that. But you know, I can get into something, but people will say, "Oh, it's racist," but it's not.
I'm gonna refrain from comment because I have a member of the Latina Intelligence Agency
Well,
looking
I'm
right at me right
13%.
now.
I'm 13% East African, so I can say black don't crack. But it's true. So it's like you can't cancel me. I can show it. Like, I mean, I can show it in many ways. Whether you want to see the DNA scan or you want to see me pull down my pants. Wild today, isn't it?
A little.
Lane doesn't know what the fuck is happening right now.
Oh no, I have to be good. I'm being watched.
If you can't be, look, honestly, if you can't be yourself, like if you cannot do I think people tune into a show because they want to see genuine fucking conversations, and I like that. I
Yes.
like having. Oh, somebody said that's you're racist. You're racist for thinking I'm racist. How about that? How about that? Landy, it's a pleasure. Tune in to Landy at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today as he breaks down the markets, as he tells you that he's going to sell all the memes on top of your foreheads. Tune into him. Landy's a Chad. One day, Landy will dox himself. Until that day comes, you'll see the puppet.
Yep.
Yo, you know what'll be
David.
very scary, Landy? One day, if you show up with the puppet, but with no pants, like really no pants on, that'd be very, very, very scary. Actually, the puppet sitting on the bed, if you get what I mean.
No, it's gonna be another picture on the bed and a bunch of puppets standing up around the corner, around
Wow.
just encircling.
Landy did, and everybody knows this story. Landy did go onto one of those things where he was on the casting couch, but we'll talk about that on maybe Friday. He could tell us all about that experience.
Look, I did a lot of directing. I was behind
Maybe
the camera,
you were directing,
not on the camera.
Okay.
All right.
I've heard that you would. Never mind. But Landy, of course, what a Chad. Shout out to Landy. Shout out to
Appreciate you,
Landy.
David.
Love you, bro.
Take care. Love you, brother.
Landy. Landy is probably going off to a space right now to talk about some random shit. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 708. I asked Landy a direct question, and he said, "No, you cannot find love in crypto." We'll be right back and we'll talk more about crypto after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's where we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Show is sponsored by, obviously, Midnight. Midnight is the title sponsor. You also have Polymarket. Polymarket, I've been looking on Polymarket to get the vibe of, to really get the vibe of what's happening. Like, really, it gives you the pulse of everything that's happening, what people are thinking. Polymarket.com, go over there, check it out. Cake Wallet. If you're going to put Bitcoin and Monero, you want a secure wallet to put Bitcoin and Monero into, you go to Cake Wallet. Seriously, I'm not even fucking joking around. I'm just thinking, there's a lot of people that are scared and they're thinking, okay, so here's what happens right now. You got the May go away thing, right? So you could pull out. You could pull out. A lot of you guys have weak pullout games. Quiet Network, by the way, and People's Reserve. Got to go ahead and mention that. You have a lot of people that have a weak pullout game. That's true. You have a lot of people that have a weak pullout game. But look, you could pull out your, like, there's two things you could do. You can't do anything in the middle. So it's like, you could take a chance and pull out profits now, put it into Tether or USDC, whatever, and then go right back in when things, I guess, bottom out again. Or you can just leave your shit in there and just don't fucking pay attention and you can go away. Those are your two options. Really, that's what it comes down to. Take out your profits, put it to the side, buy back lower, double your positions, or just leave them in there and continue to buy. That's really it. That's what you're looking at. Do I think it's may go away? I don't know. I've been doing so much I have literally been using my AI agents. I've been, obviously after this show and after any calls and conferences and setting up meetings, I really get right to it. I study this stuff. It is, you can make your best guess, but at the end of the day, the markets will do what the markets will do. I don't like to trade. I can trade, but I want to have a life, so I don't want to trade. I rather DCA. If I miss a million, I have always said this. If I miss $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, that's fine. That's fine. I'm never going to be upset. You know, people have some people have, you know, by the way, a lot of you guys have, and I say this all the time, you haven't made $50,000 in a year. You're up $500,000, $600,000, and like you refuse to pull out. It's just weird. You refuse to take profit. And by the way, is $1 million enough? I know Grant Cardone, and I'm gonna get him onto the show either this week or next week, probably this week. He said that $1 million is nothing. But for some people, you know, $1 million goes a long way. You can go ahead and take that $1 million, move to, I don't know, Texas. Texas has mansions for houses, and you can get a house for like $350 or some shit like that. You got money left over, you know, invest into things. I don't know. Like, I think you can live off of $1 million. If you're not buying Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and if your lifestyle is very simple, then you're good. Then you're very good. A lot of people believe that like tons go like, so it's funny. Like I've said this, replayed the tapes. Ton went on a run, and I said, it's the same thing I said about Ethereum. It's going to be a cool-off period. Right now, people are so stuck on Solana that it's very, very difficult. I'm not saying Ton is not going to do numbers. I think it will. I think what Ton has working for it is it has 1 billion plus users on that platform. It's not like everybody else. Like a lot of these other fucking networks don't have that. You might have 500,000 people, 700,000 at most. You don't have 1 billion people on a goddamn fucking social media fucking messaging platform. You don't have that. 1 billion people. If I had 1 billion people on my platform, easy peasy with a fucking blockchain. Like, it's easy. Memes will come back. And I think memes are always the first thing to come back. Memes are always the first. To me, my personal opinion, the way you judge the retail market being in the industry or within the ecosystem, or have come back into the ecosystem, is judging by the memes. Because eventually, after the memes, they go into the real utility plays, and obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum and whatnot. That's always been the case. Look back. It always starts with memes because it's just easier. It's easier to get in. It's easier, much easier to get in and get your feet wet with memes than it is to. Again, people have that reaction of, I cannot buy $100 Bitcoin. Excuse me, $100,000 Bitcoin. People have that reaction. Thank you very much. People are just telling me, you're looking good, David. I know. You don't got to tell me about how I'm looking. I respect it, Jake. Shout out to Jake. I haven't seen you in a while. I don't know why I get these emails about, hey, do you need environmental services for your business? Like, no, I don't need environmental. Why the fuck are they emailing me? So weird. Again, day 3, there's a battle going on between memes, and I'm getting plucked into it. People are just like taking. People are just like fucking taking my arm and dragging me into all this stuff. I don't care. Thank you very much. I'm a proud American, and I wanted to go ahead and show that. I'm a proud American. Yo, I got to tell you right now, I have a crazy, and it's crazy because I haven't had migraines in such a long time, but I have either a tension headache or a fucking migraine, man. It always, for the last 2 years, it's been fucking happening because of this fucking weather, and like the pollen is fucking crazy. Or maybe, just maybe, maybe I just need to go to sleep earlier. Okay? Maybe I just need to go to sleep earlier. And I won't have a fucking headache. Anyway, let's look at what the markets are doing. Look at what the fucking markets are doing right now. I think Solana, you know, I was thinking about this. I think Solana wants a lower priced Solana. I think the community want a lower price Solana because it's easier to go ahead and trade. I'm probably speaking facts on that. I'm 100% speaking facts on the community. The meme community wants a lower price on Solana so they can trade more. What the fuck what is this? I had a migraine 2 years ago or so. I swear I thought my time was close. I thought I was going to die even taking a shit. I thought my time was... What the fuck did I just read? And I read that out loud. Like, Jesus Christ, man. I read that out loud. I can't believe I read that out loud. Migraines are really tough, man. Migraines are tough, man. I gotta say, migraines are fucking tough. Tough. I used to like have migraines, but then they, knock on wood, they went away. But those migraines, debilitating, man. And like people think it's just a headache. It's not a headache, man. This shit can put you to your knees. Getting a migraine, that shit'll put you to your knees. I remember I had a horrible migraine. It's probably like 20 something, bro. 20 something. I caught this migraine. I was playing hockey. Caught this fucking migraine, and yo, I swear to God, debilitating. Debilitating. I don't have migraines no more. I'm saying like it kind of like the last 2 days, it kind of been like, the fuck? I really have been, what the fuck? I'm wondering because I ate a fucking cheeseburger, right? I'm wondering, I ate a cheeseburger with fries, and I ate a cheeseburger over pizza or anything like that because at least a cheeseburger has protein in the motherfucker. So like I ate a cheeseburger, and I'm wondering, I didn't drink no fucking Coca-Cola or any like that. I drank water, by the way. Mountain Valley, you want to do business with me. You want to do business with me. Okay, people are starting to grab a green bottle now. I'm just saying, you might want to do business with me. And I'm Jewish. And that water's good. That water's good. You know what I find works though? This segment is brought to you by Men's Health. I feel like if you're having a migraine, it's good to grab like LMNT. And I think if you drink that, drink water with some LMNT, I think your migraine will go away. I think that's what I'm going to do. I might be dehydrated and I don't even fucking know it. I put in the work. I work out. You guys know I train. Maybe I'm dehydrated. I don't know. That's what I'm going to try today. Maybe my potassium levels are low. I don't know. But we will be right back after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. I'm getting a lot of DMs. People are absolutely upset. Men are upset that I said. I guess we had the conversation with Landy here about how you can't find love in crypto. Welcome back to the breakdown episode 708. I so badly want to show the new fucking overlay and all that stuff, but we'll wait until tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. We're gonna have to ask our design team. We will be hiring for Gokhshtein Media, by the way. We will be hiring for Gokhshtein Media. We'll put out a post. Gokhshtein Media site has been taking a while to go ahead and develop, and the products, and it's coming back, man. It is coming back. Yeah, it's going to be cool. And that's something that I'm not going to be controlling at all either. So that'll be cool to see. A bunch of people, who want a platform, get a platform. Good for you, man. Good for you. All right, quote of the day, ladies and gentlemen, quote of the day. Somebody said, "Oh, you're obnoxious putting those sunglasses on." But real quick, just want to say something. Do want to say something. There are people that are trying to bring people together now in this space. Whatever you think their agenda is, that's your opinion and shit. But there are people that are going out there. Look, if I wanted to, I could, but I don't want to. I'm sitting back and watching. And like I said to you multiple times now, I'm going into assets that you guys are talking about. I'm sitting back. I am making money off of them because why not? You guys are going hard. I want you to continue to go hard. I want you to work for my bags. I want to see that. I want to see that. And I will, whether I like you or not, I'm rooting for you, man. I'm clapping. I want you to go out there, be very aggressive. But there are people that are finally, because I've been on here, how long have I been on here preaching that we all need to come together and just send one asset at a time or go into some real assets and send them motherfuckers. So I appreciate you guys get on Crash, but I appreciate Crash going out there and fucking trying to unify the fucking space. Okay? Whether that happens or not, it is what it is, but at least somebody's attempting to unify. Somebody's trying, they're going out there saying, yo, let's do this shit. You got a lot of people that have such tremendous big egos that they don't want to do it. They don't want to do big. You want to do it yourself. You want to own 100% of, you want to hold 100% of XYZ. You want to be the guy. You want people to call you the man and all that shit. Bro, like who gives a fuck about that? This is social media, man. And this is crypto. Didn't you come here to make money? Like, I'm going to have to repeat this line. Did you not come here to make money? Did you not come here to like really change your life? Did you come here for clout or did you come here for fucking gains? I don't know. You got to look in the mirror. Some of you motherfuckers really have to look in the mirror and say, did we come here to make money, to change our lives, or did we come here for clout? Because your clout ain't gonna do nothing for you. Okay? Your clout. Let me tell you something. Nobody's gonna hire you. The only opportunities you have are in Web3. That's it. Because Web3 still allows, for the time being, for you to be anonymous and roll with the fucking picture, okay, of some fucking cockeyed rooster, okay, as your profile picture. Otherwise, nobody's hiring you. You would never get hired. And you know this too. You've probably never been hired by corporate. 95% of you guys have never been hired by a real institution. You haven't. You haven't worked for a real company. Only here you can get away with a fucking donkey with a cockeyed face where you can actually get sponsored by somebody. Great. That's going to run out because this space is changing and it's going to mature and they're going to be looking for people that show their face. So your clout is not going to do anything for you. Your clout is not going to do anything for you. It works against you. And you're not making money. That's why you're frustrated. So you have all this clout, but you have no money. It's weird. It's weird. It's time. Like a lot of you guys ask, what did 2021 feel like? It felt like people were just like, regardless if they liked each other or not, they were sitting at the same table and they were caking. That's what it felt like. And nobody cared. Like, yeah, like there's, people still have egos. Everybody has an ego, but people were willing to put them to the side and work together, and that's it. And they made money. That's it. A lot of people are the whole thing is a lot of people are well off. And a lot of people have nowhere else to go because all they know is crypto. So we stay here and we have fun. You don't have to like us. You can remix out, you can do all these remixes. You can disrespect motherfucking OGs that have been here and have done more things than you ever have. And you could say, hey, who gives a fuck? But remember that who gives a fuck, think about what motherfuckers really did out here. By going out and preaching about this fucking industry. If we didn't do that, you wouldn't have no money. You'd be working at, I don't know, a dental office or some shit like that. So you're welcome. You're welcome that you're not doing midnight shifts at McDonald's. You're welcome. Nothing wrong with McDonald's, by the way. Nothing wrong with McDonald's, by the way. Let's go right to this, though. Let's go right to the quote of the day. Go right to the quote of the day. Let me find the quote. Man, I have a tension headache and I have to take Excedrin or some shit. Oh my God. Again? Sorry. One of the people that I'm going to do the Iron Man challenge with is she fell off the bicycle. It's funny. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Quote of the day. Okay, for all you lames out here. May your success offend the fuck out of people who didn't want to see you win. That's it. May your success offend the fuck out of people who didn't want to see you win. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning into the show. Thank you to the sponsors. Okay, thank you. Without the sponsors, we can't do this without the sponsors, right? Otherwise, then I have to charge you, right? And I don't want to charge you guys. I want you to come on here and watch us for free, okay? At least for the time being. By the way, you can sub to me on X now. It's only $4.99, so you can sub to me on X and you can hear my latest thoughts on shit that's happening in crypto and other stuff. Maybe I'll give out men's health secrets and, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something special like that so you guys can finally look at your age. I've seen a lot of you motherfuckers. Receding hairlines, gray hairs at 24, 25. What's wrong with y'all, man? That's crazy. Anyway, on that note, I'm out.